This is the billion-dollar question we are going to answer for you today. How does a 10-table restaurant in Harlem become a $2.7 billion CPG acquisition? We are referring, of course, to Campbell's purchase of Rao's in 2023 for $2.7 billion, where we basically want to break down the brand and talk about what strategic and tactical choices they made and how consistent these are with Ehrenberg Bass ideology or philosophy. So why don't we start with segmentation? Segmentation is, who do you go after in the market? You know, the market for pasta sauce, which is what Rao's is. In theory, it's like pretty much everyone in America who cooks at all uses some sort of pasta sauce. So it's a mass market.
It is.
But they didn't necessarily target the mass market. They did what Ehrenberg Bass recommends, which is quote-unquote sophisticated mass marketing, where they went after a very large segment, but it was a pretty clearly defined segment.
My sense is they recognized very clearly that there was a mass market, but there was a specific part of the mass market, a specific segment that was not being catered to, and that was kind of the premium segment within the sauce category. But the reality is they probably were just selling realistically to, this is such an incredible brand. If we just distribute it in places like New York and New Haven and Philadelphia in gourmet markets, there's probably a premium, almost like Italian-American customer who's going to buy this and use it for their Sunday supper, which is kind of like a hallowed tradition in the Italian-American community.
The next step in the strategic process is how you position the brand. And this is where I think Rao's made some very, very interesting and very wise choices.
I think the obvious decision that they made at the time is just simply, we're going to sell a high quality sauce to people who, for their most important or most kind of luxurious or most traditional meal of the week, which is probably Sunday supper, right? Like Italian families get together, you eat sauce, every Sunday. This is a premium product for a premium occasion. So it's like when I need a sauce for a premium meal, that could be your family. It could be you're having people over for dinner party.
Right.
It's like, I got to have something that basically tastes like it's like I homemade it.
Right. So these are very specific and discrete buying situations.
This is not an everyday sauce. This is a special sauce.
It may have become one over time, but to our point, it's not how it started, right?
No, it does not. It does
so
not.
This
it starts in sauce.
Just like Corona chose to go after the beach buying occasion and Guinness chose to go after the pub buying occasion. This is Rao's going after the special sauce occasion, essentially.
There's also another idea here. So then they have a brand, and then they did what's called a line extension. They moved from sauce into the next category, still in the foods world. Do you know what the second product that they introduced was?
Was it, I don't know, actually, you tell me.
I didn't know either, but it makes a ton of sense when you hear it. Pasta.
Which, by the way, there's another category entry point thing is you try to figure out what people purchase concurrently in that situation. So if you're thinking about the special sauce occasion, well, what else do they need in the special sauce occasion? They need a special pasta. So it actually helps inform also your product decisions as well as your advertising marketing.
Also, pasta puts you more into the everyday convenience category versus the special sauce. So obviously, if you own Sunday, you'd also love to own Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday,
Friday,
Tuesday,
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, as Apollonia famously said.
So the idea is you want to maybe start with a single audience, which is like premium consumers of pasta. And then you want to basically say like, okay, maybe it's not just premium consumers, it's also everyday consumers or kind of like mid-market consumers.
I think this is a great transition to distinctive brand assets. Well, let's talk about some of the things that make Rao's very distinctive from, say, Prego, right? First of all, there is the restaurant and the association with the restaurant. The restaurant itself is incredibly distinctive. We talked about there's tables. The tables are owned. It's also bright red restaurant in the middle of Harlem, right? So it actually like stands out on the street. And now that's on every single jar. It's got the name Rao's, which is kind of a distinctive name. It's got a bunch of vowels. It's sort of hard to pronounce. It's, it's not Prego or Ragu, right? Also, very interestingly, it's in a glass jar, which is very unusual for the category. This is something we also learned from Ritson, is that you want to be distinctive to the category. So you don't want to blend into the category. You want to stand out. If every brand is blue, you want to be orange. In this case, if every pasta is in a plastic jar, you want to be in a glass jar, which, by the way, is also, of course, premium. Glass is more premium than plastic.
I also feel that the price is one of the distinctive things about the brand. It was the only product on the market that was $6 when every other product was $3.
So if it's a premium brand, then you got to have premium pricing. And sure enough, Rayo's has premium pricing.
And I love this idea of twice the price.
And of course, marketers always forget about the P of price and pricing. It's the most neglected P, but it's probably the most valuable one, right? Like, if you can charge twice as much money, then you can have half as many sales and still make just as many profits, right? There's that great research from Wharton that a 1% increase in price is a 10% increase in profits. It flows right to the bottom line, right? And then, of course, you've got the promotion, the advertising, right? The marketing. And we've looked at many ads from them over the years, culminating in this Winter Olympics ad, right, where they are taking this same premium positioning, the same distinctive asset, the same category entry points, and just marketing that at scale to increase their mental availability alongside their physical availability. So how do you grow a 10-person restaurant to a $3 billion CPG acquisition? It's not just having a smart strategy. It's having very smart execution with the 4 Ps, with product, price, placement, and promotion.